Hello and welcome back to the Magic Kathy show. Gosh, I record this right after the eclipse. She's been popping, we've made it, we survived, we're integrating, and I want to share the energetics of what's going on and all of the insights that I received with this eclipse on a personal, on a collective, on many levels, and really connected to also what's activated with the gene keys and with the evolution of humanity, really, with everything shifting into a new paradigm. And I shared that on Instagram already, that this initiation energy that this eclipse carries, because it's in gate 51 in the gene keys, really has so much to do with our collective global shift into 2027, the evolution that we speak about a lot in human design terms, but also from a perspective of the gene keys when we look into moving out of the cross of planning into the cross of the sleeping phoenix and gate 55. So obviously there are a lot of things that we can talk about today, and you know that I don't like to overemphasize transits, but this one is really, it's just like, it's really in gate 51. It's a shocking awakening that we need. And I can really feel and sense on a cellular level, and I've seen that in a lot of visuals and also experienced it with, I've had so many I've never had so many solar return readings for one specific date than for now, April 8th. So I'm blessed to know so many souls that have their birthday either on the 7th, on the 8th, on the 9th, or around this time, because not just, if you have your eclipse birthday, obviously on the 8th, that's potent, but then also if you happen to have your birthday around that time, you're also being activated. And the reason I say that is because it's really an activation and a shock that you yourself also feel in your cells, right? And that's true for anyone who has significant points around that 19 degrees of Aries point, because that's also where Chiron has been lingering for quite a while and really awakened, a wound that had to heal and has to heal, but also is your initiation for how you serve the collective. And so if you have, again, very dominant planets around those 19 degree marks in your chart, or aspects, or ascendant, IC, MC, whatever you have it, right? You're basically being activated. You will feel this on a cellular level, and it really works intensely with you and can stir up a lot of, I want to say, resistance in a way, but also just, this courage, I hope, in the highest expression of Aries, right? It's this feeling of, I can no longer not do this because it would betray my soul contract or my soul, or basically not allow me to completely fulfill why I came here, and it's been beautiful to witness what kind of souls I've been encountering for readings now, and, helping to initiate some changes and activations. And so many of them are connected to the new babies that are being born in 2027 and moving forward, and the new humans and all of that. And it really ignites also my own life purpose, my own, why I came here. I've had that in a plant medicine journey, the very first one that I did, where at some point I was just screaming that I came here for the children. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, to birth babies or whatever? But only just now I realized that what I was trying to explain was that I came here for helping humanity helping to guide humanity and many souls to create this new earth and a new frequency on the planet, right? And everyone who's listening to my podcast, or whoever feels resonance with the work that I share, is connected to those humans, to those souls, and is helping to create the infrastructure that we need on the planet in order for those souls to feel really home and safe here to arrive. And that has a lot to do with, the old matrix crumbling and us really creating a new world and creating alternatives here. and really being in that Aries energy of initiation and of initiating change and innovation for this new paradigm. And so this is all what this eclipse is all about, and it's very connected to still a crumbling, right? But then also holding the light while everything is crumbling, and receiving these new codes and these new insights and these new epiphanies of, okay, how and what did we really want to do here? You know, it's stepping outside of the human drama that we've been also really basically washed away with and brainwashed with over the last 4 years specifically, because it was in a way distracting us, me included, from the service that we actually came here to do. And with this eclipse, I was really feeling this, like, I no longer want my own healing drama and my own issues and like survival get whatever, you know, the mind is trying to tell you, distract me from what's actually important. And that's my service. That's how I activate people. That's the insights that I have. And you know, if anything in my life is taking away from that, it needs to go. It needs to be eclipsed out, and you know, and I have to really step into that courage and trust that I will be supported in all the ways, as long as I take care of my service and of, you know, the work that I do from my heart. And that's a message that I have for every one of you. Trust me, if you do the bold action now, if you have that courage, if you really go for what your heart tells you to do, if you have the courage to be as bold, and that usually means that you have to, in a way, do life in a completely opposite or different way than you used to. If it's backed by your heart, there's nothing that you have to fear, right? And it's also a message that I received for myself, but also feel for the collective and for everyone that I had readings with, like, do the Aries action now. Do the courageous, bold thing where the mind has not interfered with yet, you know, where it's like literally just your instinct and you feel like, wow, that's the impulse that I have to just do it, I have to just go for it. That's literally spirit speaking to you. Specifically for the next 3 weeks where we still have Mercury retrograde. I know usually it's something where we say, don't make any plans, don't take any action, let's just wait it out in a way. But I feel with this Mercury retrograde, honestly, it's more so let the mind just be on pause and follow the impulses, you know? Yes, there's no planning, there's no whatever, but it's still focusing on following the impulses and not letting any mental fear-based patterns kick in. Just following, in a way, blindly your impulses, which might sound really weird, right? But just try and experiment and see where it takes you, you know? Because I do feel that it takes us on a completely new path and trajectory. And that's also what the eclipses are all about, surrendering the usual habits and the usual tendencies that we have and opening ourselves up to just doing life in a different way now and see where it takes us. Is it really killing us, or is it taking us to a completely new path, right? The path that we always felt like we wanted to take but we're always afraid to do. And yeah, so that's my encouragement for you right now, really. And I'm going the same thing, you know, I'm changing plans in a way, because that's what Mercury retrograde is all about, right? Changing plans. But it's because I follow the impulse of my heart. Does it make sense? No. Does it feel right? Yes. Right? And I mean, it's really me going back to the basics, because I've always said that, you know, if it doesn't make sense to the mind, it's probably the right thing, because it makes sense to the heart, and that's what matters most. And whatever topic that is and the eclipse brought up for you, it came up for a reason. And if there is a choice that scares you most, I would almost go as far as say, go for it. Because if you conquer that beast, you can see how much you can trust spirit and how much you can trust the universe. And if you don't change anything about your approach in making decisions or taking paths, if you always go with a safe option, yes, you might have a safe life, but maybe also a boring life. And maybe also you miss the magic that the universe can bring into your life, right? So take a risk now. Take a risk. If there is a risk that presents itself, take that risk. See where it takes you. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen, really? You tried it out, it didn't work, you can go back, It's not the end of the world. So relax, really relax. But at least give it a try, right? And see if you might end up in the most magical timeline that you always dreamed of, never really allowed yourself to explore. That's really my advice here. Because I feel that if we follow this impulse in your heart, we will be so backed up by spirit, right? And we vote for the new paradigm, we vote for the new children, we vote for that area of the sleeping phoenix where it's not the cross of planning anymore, Literally, we vote for the future if we don't plan too much and just go with our impulses. Those new babies, those new humans, they are very splenic. They are very much like instinctual, and that's the Aries energy of this eclipse too. It's this like, I'm just following spirit here, There might not be logic to it, but it's a universal divine logic that is backed in the background of it all. And it feels very beautiful, actually. Very freeing to live life like that, where you just wake up and you see where it takes you. And that's safe, because as I think I said it in the last episode, and I for sure wrote it on my forecast too, that's how we create harmony and universal order. If you just let that spirit energy flow through us every single day and not interfere with the mind and our idea of what we should do or what we could do and all of the plans that we might have. I've really been noticing that. I mean, it's been not easy all days, but where I just wake up with all of these plans and things that I would like to do in a specific order, right? And then I'm just not ending up doing any of that. I mean, it's been basically the theme of last year for me, but I've really allowed it, and it was not always easy, but it really showed me how conditioned I still sometimes am to making plans and to wanting to stick to plans and feeling like they keep me safe, but it's really not the case, right? And every time I allow myself to have days where I just really go with the flow and open to the opportunities and invitations that present themselves that also feel right, I'm like, fuck, it feels so much better if I live life like that, right? Why do I not allow myself to do that all the time? Why do I always come up with an agenda, right? It just doesn't work like that anymore. We really stepped out of it, and yeah, as I said, that's actually, if we allow it, what creates harmony and universal synchronicity and like just, yeah, peace in a way, and flow more than anything. So it goes back to, fire signs, intuition, and following your natural instincts, Aries, all of that. Letting go of the pleasing of people, of agendas, of shoulds and whatever, rules, right? And just being a fucking rebel to all of that. Mostly, and that's, kind of like a fun joke that I've been having and still have with myself and my brain sometimes. I'm like, I'm a rebel to my own thoughts. I'm a rebel to my own biases, to my own shoulds, when the mind is like, well, you should do this right now because that's the time and whatever, like the mind comes up with. Then I'm like, you know what, mind? I'm just going to do the opposite and see where it leads us, And there might be a temper tantrum, there might be this, there might be that. But at the end of the day, the mind is like, well, okay, you kind of won, And that's always the best feeling, where the mind is like, okay, I see. I'm not the star of the show anymore. But that's fine, Because at the end of the day, we are both kind of happy and content. And so that's really my little eclipse message right here. It's very connected also to Gene Key 42 that we move into on Wednesday, so tomorrow, which has a lot to do with detaching from expectations, really. Because the shadow of these expectations is also, where we are disappointed and let down, and we have all the shoulds, and then they don't happen, and then we feel miserable and all of the things, right? It's really gate 42. But in the highest expression, if we detach from the shoulds and let spirit take over in true eclipse fashion and be like, okay, I'm detaching from the how, from the outcome, from all of that, that's when we can celebrate the magic of the universe again, right? The magic of creation, the magic of spontaneity, and the magic of just letting the moment unfold, right? And trusting that the most amazing things happen because they are not planned and not because we plan them. Planning, in a way, takes away from all of that opportunity and possibility of spirit really surprising us in magical ways. So maybe you can anchor that also in to a certain degree, where you're like, okay, if I plan a lot, then I'm basically cock blocking the magic of spirit, right? The magic of synchronicity, the magic of something that I could not even think about or plan for. So if you don't want to block the magic, just focus on the now, focus on detaching from all the shoulds and all the ideas that you have, and just allowing the moment to take you to the intention that you have in your heart. Because that intention, that impulse, that desire wants to be just as much fulfilled as you want it to be fulfilled, right? It goes both ways, but sometimes we just interfere with our limited idea of how it could or should happen, right? And that's what this Gene Key is really all about. And then we won't ever step into the celebratory energy of the highest expression of that Gene Key, which is, it is celebration. It's a celebration for the divine miracles, right? It's like, fuck, it's amazing how this all came together, and it was really because I detached from it all. And when we speak about manifestation, that's what we say a lot, right? Where it's like, okay, detach from the outcome, and then you will celebrate, right? The manifestation happening. But we block it a lot because of our expectations and the shoulds, and wouldn't it be like this, and shouldn't it be like that? And that's really where we cock block the universe, and we cock block creation, and we cock block our highest self, in a way, in our heart, in the ultimate expression. And so my advice here post eclipse is really to see this Mercury retrograde as a pause to our mental ideas and the flexibility to change your plans now, right? Because chances are that this eclipse came with a plot twist for you. You're like, fuck, I'm now needing to make changes. I need to change my plans. I need to rearrange. I need to course correct. But that's what Mercury retrogrades are all about. And I don't feel that we need to wait until the Mercury retrograde is over, because then the mind is on board again, and maybe then we miss the opportunity to actually have that mental break, right? And be like, okay, mind is on pause, I can follow my impulses. And the tendency to overthink again when Mercury is on in the show, basically, again, is very likely. So maybe it's actually a good time to just use that Aries fiery energy, literally close your eyes, follow your heart, don't overthink it, and just go for it. Like, that's how I feel right now. Really. Because there are not a lot of opportunities for us to be this like courageous and bold and be like, okay, I'm just gonna let spirit take over. It's eclipse season. Close my eyes, just take me. Just take me. I'm not gonna overthink this right now. Just take me. If the opportunity presents itself, I'm just gonna go for it. Just say yes, And so I would love to hear actually what came up for you and what is coming up for you. If it's challenging, if you feel like you need some guidance, let me know. I'm more than happy to shine a light on your situation if you've been highly activated by this eclipse. It's a big one, you know. It's not for nothing an initiation for humanity, as I said, and for all of us, right? Because if you feel it on a cellular level, you're part of the people that are really here to prepare us for this new shift and new paradigm. And I'm grateful that you are here to do the work, but I mean, hell, it's not easy. I know that too. I mean, it forces us into, okay, we gotta overstep our limits, our boundaries, all of the things, our limited comfort zone. We have to get out of the woodworks, and we can't hide anymore, all of the things. We have to do the work, we have to be courageous, we have to go forward, right? All of the things, we have to be really Aries about it, and like, fuck, be bold, right? But by doing that, I know that we will be so backed and supported. So you don't have to fear anything. The only thing you have to fear is if you don't answer the initiation call right now. Because if Spirit is asking you to do something right now, and you're like, I'm hearing you, but I don't want to hear you. Fuck, I know I should do this right now, but it's so, but I have to in a way, because it's like, I'm not just doing this for myself, I'm doing this for humanity. So holding back is really not an option anymore, because we need it, right? And that's where we have to step away from this persona and the victim and the wounding and all of the things, and feel like, okay, wait, it's something that I'm doing for humanity, not just for myself right here. The courage that I have is for the whole, not just for myself. And maybe, and I've been saying that a lot with this whole shift into the age of Aquarius, it's this Aquarius Leo axis where we create for the collective, not just for our own personal agenda. And if we see that bigger picture, we'll always be supported. Because we don't just do that to satisfy and gratify our ego. We do it because we know that we are needed for the whole. And that will always be supported. Like, we really have to not be so afraid of it. Like, it doesn't even make sense that creation wouldn't support you if you do something for the whole, right? So if your choices right now, as much as they terrify you, are supporting the greater whole and the evolution of humanity into higher awareness, higher consciousness, unity, heart-centeredness, higher frequency, healing, all of that, I mean, why are you even afraid? You know, there's no point. That Spirit won't let you down. Like, I can promise you. I can really promise you. If you follow that, there's nothing that you have to be afraid of. You won't end up under the bridge, broke, and anything. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, why would creation not support you, right? So, whatever it is that you are being initiated into right now, please go for it. We need it. It's not coming up right now during this eclipse for no reason. So, this is something that I'm saying to myself right here, while I'm also saying it to you. Go for it. For once, go for it and see. Just try it out. And chances are it won't be as terrifying, actually. You will be so happy. I would love to hear what it is. Please share it with me on Instagram, Magic Cathy Official. Share the episode with the world. We all need some courageous, bold energy right now to be initiated into the change, into the power, into our light more than anything. And if you would like to shine a light on the theme and the topic that it really is for you with this eclipse, then let me know. I'm open for reading sessions, gene key activations. You know, if you want to look into your life's work and the gene keys, or your human design, or just look at the astrology and how this eclipse is working with you on a personal level, let me know. Magic Cathy Official, or email me info@abracadabrababy.de for a session. I can let you know my next options, and we will get you there. You know, Mercury retrograde is the perfect time also to really look back into your soul contract and be like, wait a second, why did I come again? That's why. Okay, let's go back to the basics and follow that. So we are in alignment right here. And thank you for everyone who also participated and was with us for the Eclipse gathering. Lisa and I will probably do it again because it was so much fun to just come together as a soul family and really just share space and hearts and meditate together. I love that. It's just the most beautiful thing. And it means the world to me, you know. This eclipse also showed me that gate 7 is my life's work, and 47 is my pearl. 25 is my core wound, but also my vocation. So there's so much about, I'm here to heal that wound around separation from spirit, because I'm here to guide you all back into the awareness that we are all spirit in form, and we have to reunite with, you know, the spark that we are, and then play our role. And if we play our role and we contribute with the energy that we carry, that's the ultimate way we create peace and harmony on the earth plane. And if I can show you and guide you back to your core, I mean, I've done my job, honestly. If I just focus on that again, I trust that everything will be, you know, also for myself, met, and my needs will be met, and everything is going to be supported. I feel like I only create havoc in my own life when I don't follow that, because I'm so caught up in my own human drama and I'm just done and over it. So I'm myself trusting that if I follow the impulse that my heart sends me right now, I guess it's gonna be all fine and not as crazy and wild and terrifying as the mind is always trying to tell me. It's gonna be safe. So I'm gonna go forward, being a 6 line, doing the bold action, following the impulses, course correcting, changing plans, but you know, gotta walk the talk here. So trust me, you're not alone in this. You all have to be a little bit courageous with this eclipse, but I feel like we also receive the boost that we need. So it doesn't even feel as terrifying anymore as it, you know, might have a year ago or half a year ago. So I think we are ready. So again, let me know what topic is coming up for you. Let me know if you feel like you need a little boost and reminder in a session. I'm here for it, ladies and gentlemen, of course, if you happen to be a male. Always love to activate some male energy too, which is a rare occasion sometimes, but we also need some men in the mix. So if you are a man and listening, please, I would love to charge you up. And we will see each other and speak to each other very soon. Jump over on Instagram for the forecast, for some activations, for some sharings, for staying connected with me. And until further ado, let me know how you listen to the episode and what synchronicities are showing up for you. Share and spread the word for it. It means the world to me. And I am excited to hear what's going on for you and with you. And how you are being initiated right now to step in your magic.